GoPro just came out with the new GoPro Hero 9. It hasn't been that long since GoPro Hero 8 came out, but it has some nice updates and upgrades, one of which being that they claim better stability. Now when you're filming and running, that can be a big deal. So today, let's take it for a run and test the stability. Alright, so I just wanted to get my phone out to show you the rig that I'm filming with. I have 3 of my GoPros hooked up, the 7 in the middle, the 8 on the left, and the 9 on the right. Or actually, when I'm filming and turning them around, I have the 9 on the left and the 8 on the right. So that's how I'm going to be making the comparison. There is a Hypersmooth 3.0 now and horizontal leveling, and according to GoPro, it is the most advanced stabilization there is. So we're going to put that to the test. We're starting now with just the settings set for Hypersmooth on for the 8 and the 9. We'll start walking first, and then we'll start running. I guess that's while walking. Now standing still and panning. Okay, and walking again. And running. Let's do a test when the Hypersmooth is set to boost. I've been filming in 4K, but the GoPro Hero 8 doesn't allow boost on 4K, so that's set back to 2.7K now. It's gonna be downgraded to 1080p probably anyways. So yeah, let's give it a test with the boost on. Okay, now let's run a little test with the GoPro Hero 9 with the boost on and with the GoPro Hero 8 with the boost on high. Let's see if maybe it can outperform the high boost on the 8. Alright, so this is when I'm walking. When I'm walking, it should be pretty smooth already. The GoPro Hero 8 already performed pretty well. It was pretty smooth. It could pass for a gimbal, but yeah, the GoPro Hero 9 should perform better. So I'm very curious to find out what this looks like. The thing is, I'm not always filming and walking. I am sometimes running. So that's where it has to perform. For me, that is. Okay, let's try one more test here before we move on somewhere else. And that is the horizontal leveling. Now this could actually be a game changer. I have set the GoPro Hero 9 with the horizontal leveling on. You have to be filming linear, which makes the field of view a little bit smaller than normally, because I'm normally always filming in wide. And the 8 is just set for boost. And yeah, let's see how it does. Okay, so this is me trying to hold the camera as level as I can, as I normally would when I'm filming something. Now, when it gets exciting, I think, is when I move it around a bit more. If I move it from side to side, if I'm bouncing it a little bit, that's where it should make the difference. As you can see, it's been raining quite a bit the last couple of days. Okay, so this is where I think the GoPro Hero 9 should excel and should make a difference in whether you should upgrade or not. And where I think, for me, it should make a difference, or it will make a difference, hopefully. Now these settings, you can still play around with it, of course. You can set the boost lower. You just can't change the linear. If you want to use the horizontal leveling, it has to be on linear. Now I normally always film in wide, so I capture more on the screen, more of my surroundings, especially when I'm vlogging. If you're really close to the camera, it might not look as good. You might not see the surroundings around me. So if you're using your camera for vlogging, setting it to wide is probably preferred. But yeah, with the horizontal leveling, just try and hold the camera a little bit further. Plus, it has a little screen at the front so you can tell exactly what you look like on camera. Okay, another thing that's important for me when I'm filming is the sound. That should be important for everybody who's filming. And the GoPro Hero 9 should have improved on the sound as well. Now I've seen other YouTubers doing tests and I was already pretty amazed with what I've seen and heard so far. The sound on the GoPro Hero 8 was already pretty good. That was a big step up from previous versions. But the GoPro Hero 9 should do even better. Now, for me, it's not that big of an issue because I record my sound separately on the Smart Mic Plus. But still, it's always good to have a backup soundtrack just in case something happens, or you run out of battery, you forget to turn it on. That has happened to me. Things can happen, and then it's good to have quality sound on your camera that you can actually use. Okay, so you might want to upgrade your camera, but your computer can't handle 4K. Not a problem. You can record in 1080p, and let's do a test for that with Hypersmooth on. No boost yet. Okay, so this is what it looks like walking with the boost on. Move it around a little bit. See how that does. Standing still, panning. And just walking forward. Running. Filming myself with the Hypersmooth on. And the feet with the Hypersmooth on. Okay, let's test 1080p linear with Hypersmooth set to high on both the 8 and the 9. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I'm walking. Just walking straight forward, trying to keep the camera steady. Moving to the side. Standing still and panning. Now let's do some running. Okay, let's try 1080p linear with the boost on for both the 8 and the 9. And this is what it looks like when I'm walking. Just walking, holding the camera straight, trying to hold it straight. And hold it to the side. Okay, this is me standing still. Standing still now, then panning. Well, let's do some running. Okay, so now let's run a test for the horizontal leveling. GoPro 8 is set for a 1080p linear with the boost on, and the GoPro Hero 9 is set linear with the horizontal leveling on and also the boost on. Let's see how they compare. Okay, so this is me just walking, keeping it level, not doing anything to it besides just trying to film. Moving it to the side, standing still and panning, which I think should be the same probably. Now I'm walking and actually moving the camera a little bit from side to side to see how that does. Moving it up and down, making it wobbly, side to side a little bit, moving it around and side to side. I'm very curious to see how they compare. Let's do some running. Okay, so I'm back to filming 4K wide with the boost off, just a Hypersmooth on. Now that's normally my preferred setting because I normally use a gimbal anyways, so I don't really need the boost. It crops the image a little bit, and especially in the beginning when I got the Hero 8, there was an issue with low light. Especially in an area like this where it's covered with trees, it didn't perform that well with the boost on, that is. Now, when I use a gimbal, I don't really need the boost. It's kind of redundant. And now with the 9 on a Gorilla Pod, it might make a little bit of a difference if you use the boost. Especially with the horizontal leveling, I think that can make a big difference. Another nice feature of the GoPro Hero 9 is the screen in the front of the camera. Especially if you use it like I use it, if you're vlogging, you're talking to the camera, you can see yourself, you can see what's in frame, you can see what's behind you. So that's a nice feature to have. Now, one thing that I notice now while using it is that after a while the screen turns off, like the back screen does. Now, normally you tap the screen and it turns back on. The front screen, I can keep tapping it, nothing happens. I have to tap the back screen for the front screen to turn on. So I don't know if that's something that I need to change in the settings, and I just haven't done that yet. But hopefully that's something that they can change, because it doesn't seem very logical to have to tap the screen in the back if the screen in the front is the one that you want to use. So is the Hero 9 worth the upgrade? Now, I think it kind of depends on how you're using it and what you're using now. If you're filming with the GoPro Hero 8, then the difference might not be as big, and yeah, you might want to think about if it's worth the extra money to get the Hero 9. If you're filming with the Hero 7 or 6 or even a 4, if you're filming on a 4, let me know down below in the comments if you're still using that. If I hadn't busted my lens when I dropped it, I'd probably still be filming with it. It was a great camera. Anyways, if you're filming with anything less than the 8, then yeah, it might make a big difference in your filming, and especially in the stability. So yeah, I would say it would make a big difference and it would be worth the upgrade. Everything I filmed today was handheld on this rig. Now, when the Hero 8 came out, they called it a gimbal killer. And I made a video comparing it to a gimbal, having it on a gimbal. And of course, I'm going to do the same thing with the Hero 9. Now, I'm going to test it on this gimbal, and it's going to be in the next video. So make sure you don't miss that one. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until next time, get out there and run.